Welcome to hand number one. These are all taken from Alfred Scheinmoll's excellent. We are in a routine 3-no trump contract. The lead, I am told, is the 7 of spades. And of course, we have a certain winner, but the normal thing to do is not to run it around to the queen, because then our king of spades is vulnerable. Play the king, and then every time it wins, we end up with a second stop, the queen of spades, provided we can make sure that West never gets the lead. If West gets the lead, West will surely play spades through. And the carding, the 7 has a lower card out, and the signal of the 4 of spades suggests that's a 3-card suit. So it does look as though spades are 5-3 initially, and so we go down if West gets the lead. So how many tricks do we have? We have 2 in hearts, 1 more in clubs, and 2 in the diamond suit. So where can we get 3 additional tricks from? And we see that we have 2 places to go. One of them is the fairly obvious diamond suit, and we can the nine of diamonds and take a finesse, but that has a definite drawback that if the finesse loses, we have given the lead to West, and West will lead through. There is a safety play in these situations, of course, which is, well, don't bother taking the finesse. If East does have the queen of diamonds, you don't care. Just play off the ace and king of diamonds, and you would gain every time the queen is doubleton in the West hand. And the other place to play is on the club suit. So here we can play ace of clubs and a small club towards the queen. And every time East has the king of clubs, then it's East who's on lead. And providing the clubs are broken 3-2, which happens 2/3 of the time, we will get 3 additional tricks in the club suit. Because I say if East has the king of clubs, East might have the jack of clubs as well. It's fairly clear that clubs is not as good as the diamonds, but both of these are incredibly risky because West might have the king of clubs, West might have the queen of diamonds. So the best thing is to try for 2 chances rather than 1. Can we play on 1 suit? Well, we can't play in either suit by leading clubs or finessing diamonds, because then it's all over. What we can do, though, is try for the best chance in diamonds. This is to lead the ace of diamonds. And watch the signals carefully here. If East follows with the 8 and follow with the 5, that would be a good indication to you that East has a doubleton diamond, and should the king of diamonds not bring down the queen, well, a suit to stay well away from. The fact I've opened the diamonds up doesn't bother me. There's no way after 2 rounds of diamonds that one hand can use the diamond suit to cross over to the other. One or the other will be out of diamonds. So here it looks as like if anybody's signaling, it could be West with 3 low or East with 3. I don't know, but I'm going to play my other one. And I find that the whole hand is over if I do. Had the queen not dropped, I would then be analysing those signals very carefully. Did East show 3, or did West play high-low, showing he had a doubleton? In that case, I'll probably continue the diamonds, put East on lead. That's safe against the spade switch, and my diamonds are good to continue. But if East played high-low and West continued to follow low, well, now it looks as though West has got the queen of diamonds, and I would fall back on my chance in the club suit. So ace of clubs, small towards the queen. I still got the chance that East has the king of clubs, and that will enable me to develop the club suit without losing the lead to the West person. But here it's all over. I'm now happily running my diamond suit. So, well, I won't bore you. I'm going to take 4 diamond tricks, 1 club trick, and I don't think I dare start taking finesses in the. I don't know. Maybe they'll throw away enough spades I dare risk taking a finesse in the heart suit, but let's suppose I don't. So two hearts, one club, three diamonds. That's six more tricks. I'm going to claim six more tricks, which is the contract making. Oh, wait a bit. That's four more diamonds. Here I am robbing myself. Four more diamonds, too much. Seven more tricks. Oh, I made an over trick. Jolly good. Okay. Any questions before I move on to the next one? Have you figured the spade suit on the lead? Well, the lead is a seven of spades, right? So one of the things I do is have a look at how many cards are below that. If the three of spades have been led, I know that's the bottom spade. I know spades are breaking 4-4. When the seven's led and there is a lower card, my experience tells me that with two cards lower, there is an excellent chance that's a 5-card suit. When the king is played, West would normally cover with the ace if West has it, and play a spade back to set up the spade suit in his partner's hand. So I know almost for certain that East will have the ace of spades, and it's normal for West to go and give a signal as to length. So when West plays the four of spades, that looks like low. So I'm expecting three spades in the West hand, and for East to have led from a 5-card suit. Is that what you mean, Bob, when you say, how do I figure out the spade suit? Yes, so you're okay then? So just read the cards. Seven has cards below it, likely a 5-card suit. West signals three, almost certainly a five. Ace of spades, because it's just normal to beat the king of spades and play. But I mean, maybe his partner's got the queen ten of spades over there. Or queen jack of spades, just lead. You win and lead back. So the ace of spades surely is with East, and so off we go. Okay, Malcolm, East West should signal in diamonds. East West should signal in diamonds. Is that a question? East West should not signal in diamonds. Well, I agree. So far too many people signal because they've been told to. But on the other hand, unless I'm playing in an expert game, most people I meet do tend to signal. And when they do, um, then I tend to believe them. There's not very many people do false card signals. So when somebody plays high-low, I tend to believe that person is showing a doubleton. You're absolutely right. Before signaling, people should say, is this helping declarer or is this helping my partner decide what to do? And surely partner has no interest whatsoever in how many diamonds you own. So definitely should not signal. No question about the play. It's actually play, right? Okay. 4.3 is lower. The 4 and 3 are the two lower cards. That's what made me expect a 5 or even a 6-card suit. And then when the 4 comes up, if West had played the 8, I'd be thinking, oh, he's probably led from a 6-card suit. And then I'm saying, 6-card suit, did he have a chance to bid it? Because people tend to bid 6-card spade suit. So how did this auction go? One diamond, one no trump. I would be weighing the evidence up there, Bob. Whenever I'm thinking somebody's got a 6-card suit, always ask yourself, did they have a chance to bid it? Very few people will not bid a 6-card major. Is there any harm docking the opening lead on both sides of the table? Um, 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 I don't think there is. It might be a good thing to do if you thought there was a 6-card suit, Robert. Because if that was from ace to 6 and you dot the first lead, you can let the king win the next. And now it becomes a different problem. Once you've allowed the suit to be set up, then you've still got the problem. Yes, it could be clever to do that, really, if it was a six-card spacesuit, because then you've broken the communication in spades, and all of your efforts would then be trying to stop East getting the lead to run the rest of the spacesuit. Don't know whether that's a plus or a minus here. Um, it really doesn't. Once there's a five-card suit, if you dot the first lead, the king wins. Sorry, the uh, so I'd play the six of spades. The jack is a you don't cover the jack, of course, because now anybody can get in. They will all run the spade suit again. So you'd play the six and the two, and then on the next round they should dot to preserve communications between the two hands. So with a 5-3 spade break, you will not have gained by ducking the first trick, but you would gain if it was 6-2. Right, no, it didn't harm. Three made. Well, um, uh, whenever I look at a bridge event, I find uh, unusual. The other day, I played in a contract, and we caught them in two space double for plus 500. Not a top score because three no trumps, which is two down on normal defense made by some person or other. So somewhere or other, there's always somebody doing something wrong. Okay, question: should South duck the first? That was the same question. It's normal to play the queen. Um, but I say that we just discussed it because somebody else asked the same question, Mikiko. If you duck it and don't play the queen at trick one, you still have a space stop. It probably would be a clever thing to do if you think East had led from a six-card suit. If they led from a five-card suit, after the first spade wins with the jack, you allow that to win. Then the next one should be ducked by East to preserve communications. So it should then make no difference to the rest of the play. And not good, you lose an extra spade. What's not good? How do I lose an extra? Who loses an extra spade? Right. Okay. Well, since I don't know how we lose an extra spade, um, yes, maybe move on to the next hand. Moving on to the next hand, it's this one. Put to the table. And since I'm dying of thirst, give me a moment. Thank you. So have I exported it yet? And yes, I have. And the auction is two no trumps. Has three no trumps. Okay. Oh, damn. I forgot to have a look at what the lead is. Is there an obvious lead? It's probably the East lead. So I'm guessing he leads the jack of spades. Okay. So it's an easy hand to analyze this one. You've got three spades, two hearts, and two clubs. That's 7 tricks so far. You have no chance of another heart trick or another club trick. So we need 2 extra tricks in the diamonds. And to play the diamond suit, we're going to leave small towards the king and the queen. So if South has the ace of diamonds, we're always going to make, well, 2 tricks by making the king and the queen of diamonds. So we make our contract. So the only question that we have after winning the first trick, let's get that out of the way. 2 and the ace. The other question is, can we do anything if North has the ace of diamonds? Well, I don't think we can if North has the double to an ace, triple to an ace, or 4 to the ace, because even if I manage to, I mean, how do I suppose if I knew it was double to an ace, I could magically dot 2 diamonds. But at some point or other, I'm going to play small to the queen of diamonds, and I think I would lose even when it's a double to ace of diamonds. But there is a tiny gain when North has the ace of diamonds. So since I'm always going to make two diamond tricks, regardless when South has the ace, the correct play is simply to uh, duck a diamond trick one, because when the ace is singleton, it shows up, and I haven't taken away my ability to lead twice towards the king queen of diamonds. So if that had lost to the 10 or the 8 or some other diamond, I would get back in on my king of spades or ace of hearts or whatever. I would then lead towards the queen of diamonds. I would then lead towards the king of diamonds. If diamonds are breaking, I always make my contract, because if diamonds are 3-2, no trouble whatsoever. And if the ace of diamonds is in the south hand, I always make my contract. But by putting in the safety play, because mainly, I mean, do not do this in a match point contract where overages really matter. Half the time you will make well over half the time you will make three tricks out of diamonds. And if you duck a diamond at trick one, going for this small extra chance of a singleton ace, well, it's the right thing to do if you're playing for imps, where all that matters is making the contract. But at match points, you probably just got yourself a bottom, because most of the time everybody's making an extra trick to you and you get a very poor score. So I've just made the contract. I can't pick up any more than two diamonds. So because the very fact he's played the ace tells me the jack 10 8 are in the south hand, so they will come to a diamond trick. But I will make my king and queen of diamonds, and all my others I actually at this point can claim, regardless what they switch to, I can claim 8 more winners and just make the contract. So these players say they're logical in a way, because if you ask yourself, what can I deal with, which is on four, if everybody can deal with diamonds 3-2, everybody can deal with the ace of diamonds on side. What if they're not breaking 3-2, and what if the ace is in the north hand? Well, your only chance of making now is a singleton ace, and so should you play for that? And yes, if you're playing for imps, and no if you're playing for match points. Well, yes and no. I like pairs. I'm actually a national champion when it comes to pairs. My record at teams not so good. Whenever I play very well, I always play very well, don't I? My other pair have a bad day, and so even though but at least when you're doing match points, it's only you and your partner. So I'm a match point man. I don't have to worry about the other pair. Okay, I've done this one. Is it all clear? Queen. Question: should you play the 9 of diamonds? Well, only if South is incredible. I mean, if you play the 9, somebody will put the 10 on it. So it makes no difference. The whole idea is, what is your extra chance? It's a singleton ace in the north hand. You're going to duck one, so you could play the 9. I mean, what even South ducks the 9? What difference does it make, Makiko? It's going to go small, small, loses to the ace, and you can still only make 2 diamonds with your king and queen. And another is giving you a view of the overall safety of the hand. Well, there's no safety problems on this one. You're so well upholstered, and they even let spades, which is the suit you got 3 stops in. So it's these sort of hands are really relaxing to play. They're just hard because it so goes against the grain to play. It's such a small chance. It's a quarter of whatever a 4-1 break is, and 4-1 breaks are not very common. I don't know, about 20%, are they? We're going to be there. Can you address misquestion B through testing? How do you say them? What was the safety play on board? On board one, I wasn't. Sharing double dummy. What to the table? That board one? No. There we go. We got it. Okay. That was board one. Right. Okay. And we've had this spade lead, which means that it's very dangerous to let West into the lead. And one of my options is to go and lead the nine of diamonds and take a finesse. And if you're playing, how do you say to play safety? First of all, safety plays are very rare when you're playing for match points because safety plays often cost tricks, and at match points you can't be afford to be the person making fewer total tricks to everybody. So at match points, making the contract can be less important than how many over tricks you actually make. Now on this one, even though I was playing match points, I would be worried. We're obviously, I think, in the same contract as everybody else, and I really want to go and make it. It is tempting to take the diamond finesse at match points if the queen wins. If East has the queen of diamonds, I would be able to uh, make over tricks in this, and that would be excellent for match points. Playing imps, of course, where all that matters is the contract. Every single safety play you can think of should be brought in, as long as you make your contract to get your plus 400 or plus 600. Whether it's an extra 30 points or not is neither here nor there. So would I do that? Well, I'd have a think. East has got 5 spades, and I think that West has 3. So overall, I'd actually be expecting West to be more likely to own the Queen of Diamonds. After all, West has 10 unknown cards, and East has 8 unknown cards. So I think even at match points, I would be considering playing off the ace king of diamonds and then playing on ace and another club to try and make my contract. But it's very close run at match points. At imps, it's absolutely clear. You just do everything possible to stop West getting on lane. Does that answer the question, John? Play. So play. Yeah, it's a safety. It's both a safety play because you might drop the queen, but also 2 chances are always better than 1. So I try. Can I drop the queen of diamonds? Then I have a think about. Do I believe the queen of diamonds is with East and maybe I can afford another diamond? But mainly I'm thinking if I don't drop the queen of diamonds, I have a perfectly bona fide second string to my bow, ace of clubs and small towards the queen of clubs. So 2 chances are always better than 1. What is the overwhelm? Uh, you can't allow West to get in, right? That's the right. What the over? The over. Well, once I play Ace King of Diamonds, the Queen has dropped. I'm not with you, John. Yeah, West is the danger hand. Take every step to prevent West gaining the lead. So very reluctant to take the diamond finesse. If it loses, the show is over. So what do I have? The alternative is play ace and another spade, but if West has the king of clubs, the show is over. So take 2 chances. Play off ace king, maybe the ace of diamonds, maybe the queen drops. Fall back on either guessing the diamonds, because maybe West had East had queen to 3, or maybe switch to ace and another club. So whichever you do, it's always better to start with ace king. And if the queen hasn't fallen, well, you've still got 2 alternative lines, both of which might bring the contract in. I certainly hope the queen falls. Then my problems are over. And I say I don't care if he says the queen of diamonds, but I do need the opponents to tell me. I do need West to signal the 8 and the 2, saying he has the doubleton. And then after ace king and West signals I have a doubleton, then I'll relax and play a third diamond. Okay. Moving on to board 3 then. Okay. So 1 spade is the opening bid, right? Okay. And he goes 3 spades, Blackwood. I have a certain number of aces and 6 spades. So I'll cut that short for you, and I'll just bid 6 spades. And we move on to the lead, which is the right. Okay, lead is 10 of diamonds. Well, not for me, of course. As you know, I play strong 10s, and that would show a completely different holding to 10, 9, 8. But I noticed watching the play that somebody knew far better than what we did, told them to do, and led the 2 of hearts, after which the contract cannot be defeated. So I can't remember who it was, but really please, if you're told by Sanya to lead the 10 of diamonds, don't go your own way and lead the 2 of hearts. Please lead the 10 of diamonds and give declarer a problem. Okay, so the 10 of diamonds, of course, you really need to have the auction on this. You have to ask yourself, given the auction, is he trying to fool me by underleading the ace of diamonds? Because otherwise it would be quite rare to underlead an ace against a slam contract. So if the auction has rather suggested that this person is looking after the king of diamonds, and then they lead the 10, well, maybe he's trying to fool you, and maybe the king's the right play. But here, where it's gone basically 1 spade, 6 spades, the 10 of diamonds will almost never be from the ace, so we take our second best chance, and we're disappointed again when the queen comes up. And of course, East has high hopes to set this contract and attempts to cash his ace. And we have to ruff. And at this point that you, mainly make or break the contract, it's normal play, if you've seen these sort of things before, to not ruff with the 5 and turn most of your trumps in the south hand into winners. It's far better to ruff with a higher one, which is going to make no difference whatsoever if trumps break 3-1 or 2-2, but does give you much clearer options when the spades are breaking 4-0, as you will see. I will play it through with the 9 first of all. Okay, so our plan, of course, we still need to take the heart finesse, and I lead the king in quiet confidence, which is then rather shattered. But okay, well, I can't really take the. I now have to burn my boats. I hope the heart finesse is right, but I can't afford to take heart finesses while there are trumps out. So I've got to continue playing the spades. And when I play the 10, you see it doesn't matter whether North covers or not. If he does cover, I'm going to win the last trick with the 8 of spades and end in dummy. And if West ducks at this point, well, I can duck as well, and I'm still going to draw the last spade ending in dummy. I don't know which people prefer to do. I suppose he goes the jack. In that case, I win with that, and what a good job. We kept a low spade in hand. We're able to win that last spade and end up in dummy. Okay, so now all I got to go and take the club finesse, but don't be careless. The general rule is look at all the top cards you've got. So ace, and then you're going to finesse using the queen, jack, 10, and 9. So the lowest card you've got, and it's in the north hand, is normally the card that you lead first. And that's, well, first of all, let me show you do the careless way of doing it. I'll lead my queen. Excellent. The finesse works. And now, well, there's no point leading the 9. I'll lead another one. And you can see I'm going to go down because I need to take another finesse and I don't have an entry back to dummy. And that's why the right lead is always the lowest of all the touching card sequence. So the sequence is Queen, Jack, 10, 9. That's the sequence we hold. Leave the lowest that is in the dummy because that keeps a higher one until later. And that enables you to take the finesse twice while remaining in the dummy. Now you can take a third finesse. And so we make our contract by taking the thing over there. So loads of things to look out for on that. I'll play it through again in a moment. Let me claim it because Sanya loves claims contracts. She just falls all over me, gives me kisses. One of them is when you rough, don't be sloppy with your lower cards and just leave yourself with a block of high cards. Unless it's clearly throwing setting up a winner, it's normally right to go and rough with a higher of your cards and retain more flexibility with how you play the suit. And then the final thing was when you play a finesse, of which you may have to take more than once, always try and keep your big cards for later so that the lower cards enable you to take the finesse once, and then your bigger card keeps you in dummy. So the Queen of Hearts is second, and that keeps you there so you can take the finesse again. And the general rule, look at the sequence you have, which is taking the finesse, Queen, Jet, 10, 9, then the lowest of those, which is in the dummy, that is the right one. It may make no difference. I mean, after all, Hearts could have been 3-2 and you didn't have to stay there. But when it matters, it really does matter. Okay, let me just go back and show you how, because somebody did manage to make this contract even after they misplayed it. So let's see how you can do that. So export to the table. And let's just play in 6 spades. And the lead is the treacherous there. And we carelessly rough with the 5. Okay, so we cheerfully set off and discover the bad news. There we go. And, well, the way it was made is to lead the 10 of spades. And what the defense needs to see is that, well, they can always pick your spades up. So it's not going to matter. You're not going to make a spade trick here. You can duck and they'll finesse against or play the queen and the ace of spades later, or you can cover and they're going to play more spades later. They are never going to let you make a trick with the jack of spades or another. So should you cover? Well, the answer is, where do you want them to be later on in the play? If you duck, which is what the person did, well, now we're back onto the main line that I've already told you about. Now I can draw trumps by playing the queen of spades and then the 9 of spades to the ace. And hey, I'm in dummy, ready to go and do my clever 9 of hearts trick to go and take the finesse. But if you're watching, you realize that, well, if I go and play the jack, then all the high spades are in the south hand. Now, well, this is the last chance Declarer has to go and take the heart finesse. And if you play a spade back to hand now, you are going to go down. You're going to have to lead away from your heart suit and it doesn't matter where the king of hearts is, you're going to lose the trick to the. So you're probably going to say, well, maybe hearts are breaking anyway. I'll go and take a finesse in the heart suit. Got away without finesse. Okay, let's try another. And well, I made a trick with the spades after all. So in these situations where it doesn't matter, you're not going to win a trick with your jack of spades. The question isn't, do I care? Yet you only care though about where do you want to go and place the declarer later in the play? And in this case, you want to force declarer to win his entry spade in dummy early, and then declarer will not be able to take all the heart finesses that he wants. So this time I'll claim one down because, I'll take down one. Nope, claim one down. There we go. So, right, queen. I'm now reading this is a. This is this a no? What do you mean? I have three losers. Do you want me to give real auctions here? This apparently was at the auction at the table was one spade, three spades. What's it got? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's down the middle, really, about a limit raise in the spades. And South really like to hand a bit Blackwood. And after the Blackwood response of well, really just the ace of spades, South decided he'd have a go at 6 spades. But I didn't want to bore you going through all of that when we could actually get on with the play. So I skipped most of the bidding. Does that answer that question? So the actual bidding was 1 spade, 3 spades, Blackwood, 1 ace, 6 spades. Are these lessons from a very old book? Yes, I actually published in the early 60s, but I reckon all of these hands and auctions were from the 1950s somewhere. And no, it's not the point to analyze the bidding, really. Sometimes I have to make somebody who wasn't the opening bidder, and then I have to go and change the auctions. But normally I don't bother. It takes time to change auctions. So if I can, I just use the auction that's being given. Is there some way to think about equals? Which equals you thinking of, Bob? You are heart. Okay, I'm not sure the problem here. When I am, is it to do with when I'm taking the finesse, right? The ace is my top card and doesn't count in my sequence. So you need a good, and you're missing the king here. And now after that, there's the sequence of cards that you need to go and take the finesse. And you need several of these, or you shouldn't be leading one of the honors at all. I mean, if I didn't have the 10 and the 9, you really are reduced to playing east for the doubleton king of hearts. You have to finesse the jack and then play the ace and hope that the queen has become good. If you don't have loads of equals together, you shouldn't really be leading any of them to go and take finesses. So the queen, jack, 10, 9 are my equals, and equals mean that if the queen can beat it, the 9 can beat it. There is no card. I could swap those cards around in a way and still be able to beat any card that I could, but not beat the king. I mean, they're equal in what they can do. Is that not clear? Do you think the queen is different to the 9? If somehow or other I could make them all 9s, they'd all be they're really, what the 9 can beat, the queen can beat, and there's nothing in between. There's no missing card that the queen can beat, but the 9 can't beat. So they're all equal in what they can achieve. It's now you start right. Okay, so that's why I call them equals, because they all have the same power in what they can achieve. And I got lots of them so I can afford to lead them and waste them. Every time I lead one, it's likely to get covered, and now I need loads of other leftovers to take remaining tricks. And to say the right card of your equals is the bot. There must be a way of muting everybody. I just don't know what it
North
is.
Michigan. Do you still have the payroll reports that you were looking for? Weren't you entering journal entries for the payroll? Oh. Jenny?
Okay, I'm going to have to stop sharing for a moment because I don't know how to go and do this. Okay, I know how to mute everybody on this system. There we go. And now I shall share again. Sanya, every time I do this, shout at me, mute people first. It would be a very sensible thing to do. Remember, when I start sharing the screen, everything gets minimized and it's all in a layout, and I'm reading it again. It doesn't say anything about mute everybody. My more button giving me, no, I don't know. I'll have to find out sometime, I suppose. Okay, let's get back to the so is the lowest of equals. I suppose it is in a way. Notice an highest of equals. It does have a conventional meaning. I mean, the highest of equals means that you're all in the cabinet, but the highest one is the prime minister. So you're all in the government, you're all equal together, forming was, and then the highest of equals is. So in the case of, but there is a difference. The point is, of course, that they can beat each other. So what you're trying to do when you take the finesse is use the among each other, the Queen Jack 10-9, you're trying to use the least of them up so that later on you've got an even higher one in the sequence that can beat another card in the sequence. So the 9 was for the 6, and now the Queen was able to beat the 10. But you play them in reverse and play the Queen for the 6, and now the 9 can't, because 9 really is the lowest of the remaining equals. So always start with the lowest. So it's partly about that, and partly, of course, for Robert, it was very definitely about playing the 9 of spades. Well done, Robert. I was very impressed. As far as I could see, it was very smooth. You did it in your sleep. So well done. And for the rest of it, though, yes, indeed. But this is not rocket science. It's well known that you play the lowest of equals when you're taking finesses. Okay, let's do the last one. Well, I seem to have lost something. No? Oh, dear. BBO is a bug. Once you've opened something, you're not allowed to open it again. So I have to open board 3 before I can reopen board 4. I must have clicked the X by mistake. Okay. Right, and this looks a confront. This again. This is not an auction I would ever see in real life, I'm sure. So 1 diamond and pass 2 diamonds. That's the bit I don't think I'd ever see in real life. Um, just unbelievable, really. I presume it's so that West becomes the declarer, and he wanted to design a problem, and so he made up an imaginary bidding sequence. 3 no trumps. Hooray, we're in the final contract. And the lead is the 6 of hearts. Okay. And this is an easy problem if you've seen this sort of thing before. I don't. If you haven't seen it, I think what most people did was realize they needed 2 entries to dummy. So they won the 7 of hearts with the queen, unblock the ace and king of clubs, which is definitely right. Maybe even the queen drops. That would be wonderful news. But it doesn't. But now I need 2 entries to dummy. And it looks like the only way I can get them is to by the way, when you declare try never to give true cards. Don't lead you to um, just that just helps them in the counting of their hand. So not solely to go and put the queen in. And there are some people, even though really it's fairly clear that what you want to do here is win and clear partner's suit by leading a heart. If you do that, you will set the contract. But there were people, or was it person, I can't remember, who maybe not silly, because you are expecting the diamond finesse to be taken again, so it's not entirely silly to go and duck it. But if you do duck it, the declarer really has no problem. He leaves the jack of clubs to set up the club suit, and now he's got 3 tricks in the majors, 2 tricks in the heart suit, and the ace of diamonds. So declarer should not take the diamond finesse again. It might well do it at match points, whereas I've mentioned before, Overtricks and say, well, no, he will not take it at match points, because when the second diamond is led, North will show out of diamonds and give the whole game away. But that isn't really what South should be doing. South should really just be winning with the king of diamonds and playing a heart back to clear the heart suit for partner. And, well, you haven't got the clubs going yet. There aren't enough diamond tricks. You've still got a diamond loser, although you don't know it. You'd probably fall back on that, of course. Sort of, well, maybe the diamonds are coming in. So leader lead another diamond and be bitterly disappointed, I imagine, when it turns out that South has a diamond stop, North has a club stop, North has heart set to run. You are about to go down. All you can do is cash your ace of diamonds and your ace king of spades. How many tricks is that? 4, 5, 6, 7. But then the opponents are going to have a large number of tricks, I'm afraid. So I'm going to claim 2 off. There we are, down to, because my plan of finessing in diamonds for a second entry for the club suit actually failed. And as I said, it helps to have seen this before. I really think it's quite difficult if you have, because it's not a sort of thing you see every day. I'm trying to open board 4, and guess what? I've just opened board 4, so I'm not allowed to open board 4. I have to open board 3 before I can open board 4. Okay, here we go. Export to the table. And this is a 1 diamond, 2 diamonds, 3 no trump contract. So let's bid 3 no trumps. The lead is a heart. And put it round to queen. And I play the ace of diamonds. Sorry, should be 6 of clubs. Can't be bothered to correct it. Another king of clubs. Okay. And now I cross over in the diamonds. And this time, though, I can see a second entry. It's not a guaranteed entry, but it means that the opponents will. This second entry is in the heart suit. And this trick only works when the opponents have to play heart in order to set up their winners. So here we go. I win with the ace. It looks as though I'm only playing for 1 entry to dummy, but on the jack of clubs, setting up my club suit, I throw away the ace of hearts. Now, this is a very rare play in my experience. I'm trying to think, have I done it in my life? I think I have done it in my life, yes, but it's certainly not very common, and it certainly helps to have seen it before. Now, the whole point is that I've now set up my my club suit for the 2 extra winners I need, and I need to make one more to bring me up to 9, and for that I need an entry to dummy. Well, if they don't play on hearts, because playing on hearts gives me my extra entry. Um, South goes and leads the. Does he lead the King of Hearts? Oh, okay. Now, what's he do after that? That's set up an extra winner for me. Should he switch to spades? Well, that doesn't give a trick away immediately, but I have no problem now forging my own entry to dummy, because the Jack of Diamonds to the King, and really the opponents are helpless because really they want to go and play on hearts. But if they play on hearts, that's my entry to dummy, and then I get my 2 club tricks, and that heart trick and the 2 clubs are going to be enough for my contract. So if you found it very, very well done, I think it's quite. If you haven't seen this before, I think it's very difficult. If you have seen it before, well, then maybe you should recognize the position, because it's got the classic features of, if I throw the ace away, it creates another entry. And my other suits are so excellent that even if they give up playing on the heart suit, I can create winners in the diamonds, and to some extent, you're close to creating winners in the spade suit. If Naught gets thrown in to lead another spade, you would have had another spade winner. So I'm going to claim on this line. How many tickets have I got? He's going to put me in. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 5 tricks left. So I'm going to claim 5 more tricks. So which actually works out as +1. So it's a neat trick. Because you got the Jack 10 acting as a stop and an entry to dummy, you have to throw away the blocking ace, and now they can't play their favorite suit without putting you where you want to be in dummy to cash the clubs. You still have to throw away the queen, Robert. It looks as though everything's fine, because at trick 2, the King of Diamonds is 1. No, he's there. It's just at trick 2, North shouldn't cash his King of Hearts. To start off, he never would cash the King of Hearts. If you won with the ace, he would assume his partner's got the queen and play a low heart to his partner's queen. And the queen blocks the suit just as much as the ace of hearts blocks the suit. So although in principle you got rid of one of your high blocking cards, and in principle North could help you by cashing the King of Hearts and turning the Jack of Hearts into an entry, in real life North would play another heart to his partner's queen, be very surprised when West wins the Queen of Hearts, but hey, there's still no entry to the clubs. He's still got to go 1 down. Yeah, that's right. It's basically, you've got 2 tricks out of those hearts. You just have to avoid winning the second one in the West hand, and you avoid it by throwing away the winner you've got to create a delayed winner in the other hand. Well, I hope you enjoyed him. He's an amazing man, you know. And when I look at everything, I mean, you know, of these books, I'm working through book 5. I've got 6 of his books with these. I just pulled out one at random when I had Sandra said, "Can you find me some more hands to go and do?" So I thought, okay, dig him out. But besides that, he wrote the Auto Bridge series. He designed the Kaplan Scheinwald system. Utterly fantastic guy. And of course, he was British, although, okay, he moved to America and became American, but he started here, didn't he? I'm sure that's what made the difference. Well, it'll be Colin next week. And I should warn you, unless Daniel's got other ideas, um, uh, this is the last of the play hand in this book, but the book also had a large number of defense hands. So next week, I'm going to start providing you with defense hands instead of play hands. Not so many of those, so they'll only last for a while, but they're still excellent stuff, in my opinion. No, something that every good player should know. Yes, I love Kantar. Absolutely adored him. Um, which book? Kantar wrote lots of books, and they were all very good. Makiko, yes. What's your question? Hmm, long time coming. Mo, is that moment? Ah, moment, and we'll go again. Play either diamond or a club. Diamond is 8 cards, but club is. Um, um, are you asking why did I choose to play the clubs? Actually, that's something I didn't address, Makiko. Um, it would not be silly just to start by taking the diamond finesse, cross on the ace of clubs, take the diamond finesse, and hope that diamonds are breaking um, uh, 3-2. On the other hand, you don't have to worry about 3-2 in the club suit. So, for instance, if North had King to 4 diamonds, so that you can indeed finesse, but you still have a diamond loser, that problem doesn't exist for the club suit. So, for me, the clubs is a much more attractive suit to play. Of course, again, I keep saying this difference between match points and imps bridge. At match points, I might be able to make loads of tricks by finessing. And if the finesses are right, maybe I can finesse in diamonds and take the finesse in spades. Remember, I expect the spade honors to be split or south out both of them 3/4 of the time. So I could also be playing on the spade suit for 3 tricks. I'm not sure if I didn't know this trick about throwing away the ace of hearts, I would be playing on the clubs. I'd have so many other options with bringing in the diamond suit 3-2 and bringing in the diamond with it and bringing in an extra spade trick. I would really be torn. But if you have seen this trick, the club suit is very attractive. You will always set the club suit up on any 3-2 break or 3-3 break or 4-2 break. That's not quite so true of the diamond suit. Um, uh, Bridge bidden made easy. I think it's probably bidding made easy. Bridge bidding made easy. Okay. Well, because I already play the best system in the world, Bob. So, oh yeah, there's another one tomorrow where you play your own system, and I comment on that. Well, that could be useful too. And there, I talk about bidding and play next tomorrow. But this one, yeah, as somebody was pointing out, this is nothing to do with bidding. It's actually very interesting to see some of the things they did back in those days. For instance, with a 4-4 black suit hand, they quite cheerfully open a club and then bet a spade suit, even though they're balanced. It's really quite a 16 count. It's quite amazing. I never know, but he often goes and says things like the declarer then went and led this. So I think some of the hands really are for real. He really is saying that's what the declarer did. Okay, that's it. Bye bye, everybody.